I'm Nikki and welcome to the Preppy Possum. Today I'm going to lead you step by step through a painting. All right, let's paint some flowers. Let's start with grabbing like a huge brush, so like a 1-inch. And I'm just going to get the whole background first. So let's just use like some dark green with maybe even a tiny bit of black. And we're just going to cover the whole front. Just because that way we won't have to paint around everything. I'm just going to use that same color and brush, so like a 1-inch and some more dark green. I'm just going to throw another layer on the background just to get it like good and covered. Just because like when you're using a dark color, it kind of takes a little bit more paint to get it good and covered. I figured I'd take a different approach than usual because y'all know, if y'all painted along before, that usually I paint around stuff, but I thought I would make it easier. All right. Okay, let's just wipe that one off and chunk it in the water, and we're gonna let it dry for just a second. Let's start on our little heart flowers. So I'm gonna start by grabbing probably like a number 6 size brush. And I'm gonna use like a darker pink first. I'm gonna start somewhere like towards the center. And I'm gonna start at the top, just kind of like a heart, like you would think of. And then I'm just gonna kind of bring it in so it kind of looks like a little sweet tart heart at first. And then I'm just gonna add the little part at the bottom, kind of like a teardrop shape. And then once you get it on there, just grab some of that pink and we're just gonna throw a layer to fill it all in, just to get some paint on there. And don't worry that it's streaky because we'll come back and throw a bunch more. So we got the first one on there. Then let's go ahead and skip all the way over here to the right. And I'm gonna throw one that kind of goes off the edge a smidge. So it's kind of living on the edge over here. So I have the bottom part of my heart, and then I'm just gonna do the little teardrop kind of shape at the bottom. And then just grab a bunch of pink and kind of fill it in so it'll start drying. All right, and then we'll do one like behind there. So I'm gonna make this one come up just a little bit higher. So we got the start to our little flowers on the right. Let's see, it's almost like I could have made this one in the middle a little bit bigger, but I guess it's pretty good. Okie dokie, now let's skip over just a smidge And we're gonna throw like another little heart shape. Because you don't want your hearts to be like too perfect. Let's give them like another little wiggle or something. And then we'll throw the little teardrop shape on the bottom. Get that all filled in. And then kind of skip over here, like right on the edge again, and I would leave a little sliver of space and throw just like a little half of one. This one's kind of like curving. All right, and then we'll go ahead and get it all filled in. Okay, so we got the start of our hearts. Let's go ahead now and grab like a little bit of light pink, and we'll throw just a little bit of that like right along the top. And it's fine that your other pink is still wet because we'll probably come back and hit this a couple of times. But we'll throw just a little bit of light. Just kind of let it curve down into the dark on all of them. And don't worry that it's kind of going away because we'll come back and add more to it. We're just getting a little bit of it. I'm gonna throw a little bit through the top of this big one too. And the little one. All right. Now, I might even throw just a little smidge through a few of our okay, then let's just wipe that one off and chunk it in the water. And let's go ahead and grab a little bit smaller one, so like a number 4. And we're gonna grab some like slimy limey green with a little bit of dark green. So mainly like a light with just a little dark. And now we're gonna add like our little vine that all of our little hearts are hanging from. So I'm gonna start over here at the left. And I'm just gonna let it get a little bit smaller as it comes across. I'm just gonna start kind of with a line first, and then I can come back and thicken it up. So I'm gonna get it kind of on there first. And then once I have it on there, then I'm just gonna thicken this up a little bit. And while I'm thickening it up, I'm gonna add like a few little pieces so it can come off of there. And so once I have it pretty thick over here, then I'm gonna let it start getting like a little bit skinnier. And here in just a second, I'm gonna come back with even like a little bit of brown and everything. Just right now, I'm just kind of getting the start of it on there. And then you can use that same brush or a number 1, and now you just want to connect your hearts. It's like this one, you wouldn't really see the top center, but like all the other ones, you would kind of see. So just throw like a little bit of something to connect it. Then I'm going to add just a few little pieces kind of hanging off too. All right, so that's the start of our stem. So we'll let that dry and we can come back to it. So we'll just wipe that one off and chunk it in the water. All right, let's go ahead and grab like a number 4 again. Y'all know that's my fave. And we'll grab some like bright white, and we're gonna throw on a little bit of our light color first. So like through all the tops of our hearts, it's kind of got the little piece. So we'll just kind of add our little light part. And then we'll keep the white and add a little light pink with it. This one's just not quite as bright, so I'm gonna throw that one over there. All right, so I'm still using like the white and the light pink, and now I'm gonna add just like a little bit of light towards the bottom of all of the little hearts. So where it kind of goes down into the little teardrop shape. I'm gonna get a little bit of light going on there. So kind of a little bit different through all of them. Okay, so we got the start to our light pink. Now let's just grab a little bit more of the lights and let's just brighten up like the top of a few of our hearts. Because then we can come back in and streak. I just want it to be like a little bit brighter. So we got the start to that. Now let's grab a little bit of like same brush, like you can use a tiny or a number 4, and I'm gonna grab some of the like dark red and bright red together, and we're just gonna throw a little bit of that down the middle of our hearts. And don't worry if it gets too thick, you can always eat away at it in just a second once we come in and blend a little. Okay, so that's kind of a good start to the dark part. So then let's wipe that one off. I'm gonna grab a little bit more light because I forgot to add a little bit of light like in the middle over here. Just trying to get a little light on there before I go back and blend it a little better. So then once we have a little bit of light there, let's go ahead and while we have that same size brush, like a number 4, let's grab a little bit of the brown with the greens. And let's throw just a little bit of that. Through. A few little places on our stem. So we're still like adding just a little bit of brown with some greens to like our little stems. Then once I got a little brown on there, then I'm just gonna grab more of that slimy, limey, and dark and just kind of thicken up anywhere where it looked a little thin. I don't really want to cover the whole thing, but you just kind of want some streaks of different colors in there. Okay, so we got the start of our little, that's looking a little better. Now let's get our hearts looking a little better. So we'll grab a little bit bigger brush. I'm gonna grab like a number 6, just because that's like a good blending size. And I'm gonna grab some more of like the darker pinks, like a dark pink and even like a bubblegum flamingo pink. And we're gonna brush just a little bit of that kind of towards the bottom. And actually, I'm even going to grab a little bit of red and dark pink together and throw just a few little swipes of that probably through the bottom a little bit. And then we'll grab a little bit more of the lighter pink. So you can still have that flamingo, but I grab like some salmon and some light pink with it. And we're gonna kind of, ooh, that might've got a little too light. But we're just gonna kind of brush some of that more through the middle. And the top, just to kind of blend it in. just gonna kind of grab some of the medium pinks and kind of blend where the light touches the dark. So kind of where your light touches the dark, just kind of streak in between. Which, when you're blending like this, like the more paint you have on it, kind of the better, usually. But we'll just kind of get it streaked up and see what we need to add. Now I'm just grabbing, like, while it's wet, a little bit more of that light pink and kind of going back into the top of a few of them, especially like these ones in the front to make them kind of pop out a little bit. All right. Okay, we got our hearts a little streakier. Now let's probably trade out to a little bit smaller brush again, so like a number 4, and grab a little bit more of that white. And now we're just gonna kind of hit just the centers of our little white sections just to kind of thicken up in case it was thin. And just if you happen to eat away at anything, you can kind of add it back, just a little bit of paint. And let's see, let's let that dry for just a second. So now we'll just use like a teeny tiny brush and we'll just sign this puppy. Actually, I'm gonna grab green instead. Green's my favorite color. And now we have our hearts. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Be sure to check us out. We're on Cox Street in Asheboro. And be sure to check out our website, www.thepreppypossum.com.